Hi, it's Mr. Bourbon here again with the Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon channel, and today we're introducing a new series called The Down Low. Now, Mrs. Bourbon isn't with me today. I'm doing this all by myself, and there's a specific reason why we're introducing this Down Low series. So if you've seen some of our other videos like the 5-minute whiskey pours or the proof wars, those are very, what I would say, high production style videos, at least for a couple of amateurs, right? Mrs. Bourbon is very, very good with photography, videography. I do a little bit with the sound. There's a fair amount of editing, content creation, scripting. So it takes quite a bit to produce one of those, more than what you just see in a short 5 or 10 minute video. So in order to get some more content out to you all, what we're doing is introducing this Down Low series where we have, just a topic. We speak very extemporaneously, unscripted, low tech. This is off of an iPad, audio, video, everything. And we just kind of, like I said, want to get this content out to you. You may see Mrs. Bourbon do a video here, at some point here in the near future on the Down Low too. So today, what I wanted to do, what prompted this is I was out and about, and there's one of the big box stores, the one that everybody has them. They used to have the yellow smiley face. Now it's a little Spark, but they have their own liquor store where we're at, and really good prices. So either myself or Mrs. Bourbon pop in there. I would say, a couple times a week, and we just kind of take a look and see what they have. Most often, we don't buy anything. We're just seeing if maybe they got a shipment in of something that we can get at retail that's tough to get. Well, today, I go in there this morning. The manager's in there, and they're doing some stocking and such. And I'm looking at the shelf, and they actually have a really good selection. And I'm seeing, bright yellow stickers. Well, bright yellow stickers are clearance. Now, a lot of times you'll see clearance, you'll go, and this will be some really low-end stuff, some stuff that you probably don't want to buy. So I'm always skeptical when I see it, but I start kind of fishing around and looking around, and I'm seeing some pretty decent stuff, and that's what I wanted to bring to you, show you the things that I got that I almost guarantee I probably would not have bought any of these, with the exception of one, at normal retail, but the prices were so good, I bought them. Now, I didn't buy them indiscriminately. I did do a little bit of research in the store. There's a few places, kind of my go-to people or sites that do reviews that I look at before I buy. So even if I saw something and it was a really good price, I still turned some things down because the reviews just weren't great. I will mention one of them. Whiskey Advocate is really good. They use the 100-point system that you'll see for wine. So typically, I'm looking for at least 80. Anything below 80s, I'm not going to touch. Typically, it needs to be at least 80 to which is a good rating. Obviously, the higher, the better. When you start hitting in the 90s, then you're talking some really good stuff typically. But that's one of the places that I look to, but there are some other individual contributors. Fred Minnick used to write for Whiskey Advocate. He's on his own now, so they have a really good pedigree and a lot of good writers and reviewers there. So on to the content. So I go there, I'm looking around, and I'm just going to kind of show you some of the things I got. And actually, I left my receipt over here so I can look at the prices. So the first one is this Abasolo corn whiskey. Now, and it's a product of Mexico, 100% ancestral corn, which means this is a corn whiskey. Now, the only corn whiskey that we have is mellow corn. And, I enjoy it. Ms. Bourbon, not so much. It tastes like popcorn, right? And you're not always in the mood for it. A little bit of a novelty. It's $16. Well, this is 100% corn. I think the mellow corn is like 90, so it's still got a little bit more than just the corn grain. This is 100% using nixtamalized process, which I think helps bring what I read briefly. It just helps bring more of the nutrients out of the grain. So for what it's worth, I'd seen this and it had been at retail. I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend the 40 or 45 or whatever they had on it at retail. Today, they had it marked down on clearance. It's a 43 proof, or excuse me, a 43% ABV, 86 proof, and I got it for $17. $17. They had 2 bottles. I got one. I'm going to try it out. I want to try it against the mellow corn. Hey, looks like a fun purchase. Beautiful bottle. I love it. It's got some. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe you can see. It's got a little bit of nice etching here on the side. I think the bottle's a keeper, even if I don't necessarily. I think I'll enjoy it. It got an 81 or an 82 on Whiskey Advocate. So this was a buy for that price. The next one. This is called Creek Water, and they're out of North Carolina, and it says it's a 100 proof American whiskey. Now I looked at the mash bill on this, and it's actually a bourbon mash bill. And I think why it's not technically a bourbon is I think when they're aging it in the barrel, that they throw in some toasted wood, which is a no-no when you do the initial aging. You can do it as a finished. You can do something and call it finished and such. And there's lots of finished product obviously out on the market today. But I think that's why they cannot call it a bourbon, is in the initial aging they violate that, because the mash bill is a bourbon mash bill. Anyway, out of North Carolina, it's a gentleman, Yale Wolf, and apparently he's an entertainer, musician. Here's his picture right here. I don't listen to his music. It's not, I listen to older music, so I'll have to check it out. You never know, maybe you like it. But anyway, I looked this one up again. It's low 80s on Whiskey Advocate, and I think it's $25 MSRP. Paid $11. $11. You know what? The other thing that's nice on this is look at this. Look at the top. It's like the swing top. Like if you see the Grolsch beer, they've got the little swing top bottles. Nice bottle. Again, it's a keeper. It's expensive, $11 for a bottle. But I think this will be good stuff inside. But we'll see. Give it a shot. Now, we just uploaded a video, and this is funny. We just uploaded a video, a 5-minute whiskey pour on Cooper's Craft. Now, this was the Cooper's Craft, $30, 100 proof, and at the end, I talked about some of the other things, and one of the other things that you could buy for less dollars is the Cooper Craft. It's the 82 proof. It's about $5 or $10 cheaper. I think it goes for like 22, 23 bucks. And, it's not been one that I have been particularly looking to buy, nor has Mrs. Bourbon. It's that lower proof. We tend to like things a little bit higher in proof than an 82. So in any event, so I'm in the store, and look what I find. Cooper's Craft on clearance. They had several bottles, like 10, 12 bottles of it. But this is the 82 proof. And again, it normally goes for about, I think 22, 23 bucks, something like that. And what did we do here? 11 bucks, another $11. Bottle's not as nice and everything, not as intricate. Definitely watch our Cooper's Craft video that we just posted, and see what we think, and see why we think you may or may not want to buy it. So interesting to try this. It's kind of darker in color, so very similar to the 100 proof in color. So we're going to give it a spin, and for 11 bucks, again, I don't think we can go wrong with that. The next thing I got is, so sometimes Mrs. Bourbon goes by herself to this place. Sometimes I go, like today, by myself, and she's always pointed to this particular set of bottles. Says, I want to try this. I want to try this. I want to try. Okay, and I'm like, I don't want to pay 45 bucks for this. It's not calling to me. Well, today I walk in and they have 2 of the 3 on clearance, and so I got the Davies County She has really been wanting to try this. Now, this is from Lux Row. It's 96 proof, and this is the one that's finished in French oak casks. So again, I go out to Whiskey Advocate. There's another plug for them. And this got an 89 on Whiskey Advocate, which is a really, really good rating. And I believe one of the other reviewers I looked at had this at a well above average. So, you know, I was a little greedy. I don't generally do this, but I was greedy, and they had 2 bottles. And sorry, guys, I picked them both up. Because again, this goes for MSRP $45, and I got these were $21. So I effectively got 2 for 1 on this, less than 2 for 1. I don't mind spending $21. It's a finished bourbon, which are nice. I like finish. There's a lot of great ones out there. Again, for me, the finished bourbons, I've got to be in a little bit of a mood to want them. But there's some really, really good ones, and we'll be featuring some as time goes on. So one more bottle that I got, and this one, so all the ones we've shown, I would say are a little more niche, especially the one from Mexico, the Creek River, a little more niche in nature. Certainly the Cooper's Craft's not. It's a Brown-Forman product, so it's kind of everywhere. But this one's definitely not niche. And this is a big boy of Old Forester 100. So this is everywhere. This is a standby. They had some of the 750s. This is the 1.75. And again, I wasn't in the market. We have several Old Forester products. Let's see, there's some of them back. You can kind of see if I can point. Yeah, right there. 1910, 1920, one of the single barrels. Plus, I think we have a couple other floating around. But in any event, let me hold it back up here. This is the 100 proof. Very, very well thought of. And this would normally go for, again, about $45. I think the 750 goes for 30, so the 1.75 is going to go 45, maybe 50. Like that. I generally don't buy too many of the big guys. I do have a few. We do have a few, but this one, oh boy, you guys are going to hate me on this one. $21. $21. So it was about $8-9 less than the 750, and this is the 1.75. Wow. That, even if I don't have any of it, or out of it, and even if I did, I would have still gotten it. They had a couple more bottles there. I just got 1.75. That's going to last quite a while. So that was everything. So we effectively got 6 bottles, but equivalent to 7, a little bit more than 7 because of the 1.75. So this was, before tax, $102. $102 altogether. And that just goes to show you that if you do a little hunting, when you're out, just pop in somewhere. It takes 5 minutes. You never know what you're going to find. Everybody's busy. A lot of y'all have kids. Our kids are older. A lot of you have younger kids. And it's challenging, and I get it. And $100 is still $100. That's, you know, a couple tanks of gas, maybe 1 tank of gas if you're driving one of the big SUVs, 8 cylinders. But, you know, if you have the means, if you have the time, you have the patience, then you can really come across some good stuff. They had some other stuff on clearance I just turned down. There were 3 or 4 other things. I looked them up and I'm like, you know, this isn't really something I want to store. I don't think we'll enjoy it. So if it's not something you're going to want, even a bargain's not a bargain, right? Even if it was $10, not going to go do it. So there was discrimination going on. We were going on with what we bought. You know, didn't buy everything. Bought the ones that had at least a good rating, and some of them more than good, very good. So really looking forward to these. I'm sure we'll be doing videos in the future on each one of these and kind of tell you what we think. Did we really get something good, or was it just we should have passed? Don't know. Well, Old Forester, we do know that one. But in any event, the other ones at least. So I want to speak about one other thing on a very related topic. So Mrs. Bourbon and myself, Saturday we went out. There's a little town, I don't know, 45 minutes away, where we go sometimes, because to be honest, it's tough finding stuff where we're at. Everybody scoops it up. There's a Bourbon Society group that posts, and once somebody posts, if there's something, it's gone very, very quickly. So sometimes every couple of months, we'll go out to this little town, and we know they have stuff. Now, whether they have good prices or not, it's a different story. But we went there on Saturday, and we did get a couple of things, and I want to show you. But before I show you, I do want to speak about that kind of thing. So you see up there, there's some Taylor, there's a Hancock's, there's some Willet, there's some Eagle Rare. I will tell you, we got all of that at retail, with the exception of one of our Taylor bottles. The very first one we got, we did pay more than retail. And if you don't have a Taylor, your first bottle, okay. But I beg you, do not go out and spend $150, $200 on the bourbon with the little horsey on top. I get it. Just please be patient. You're gonna find this stuff. You never know. Maybe somebody will gift it to you. You're gonna find it. And to be honest, there's so much available that you can get at retail. Maybe you'll be at a buddy's house and they'll have the horsey top or one of the other ones. So we really have tried to avoid overpaying for those hard to finds. But we did find a couple. These are certainly not like super hard to find ones, but they're not the easiest to find out in the wild. So the first one, this is the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Now, this is a bottle we already had that actually, so in the little town we go to, there's actually 3 stores we went to and that we normally go to, and both the bottles that we got on Saturday were from the same place. The other 2 have started to do the whole secondary game. It was funny. One of the places I was really disappointed in, because I had gotten a big 1.75 of the Buffalo Trace for $50 there a few months ago. I go back and they had it for $100 now. And they had a 1792, I think it wasn't the full proof. I think it was the bottled in bond, it was the single barrel. $100. It's a $50 bottle. And it's like, so we're kind of over 2 of the places. You know what? I will tell you, I do not like walking in small liquor stores and not buying something. I don't have an issue with the big guys, but the small ones, I don't like doing that. I don't like going in. But you know what? You guys, in your store, if you do that, if you have an E.H. Taylor sitting there, $150 and all your stuff jacked up, I will walk out. And I probably won't come back. And they're dust collectors. They're absolute dust collectors. And I ranted 10 minutes in the car with Mrs. Bourbon about it. I know I'm not the only one. You know what? I don't have a problem. Eagle Rare goes for $30. Sell it for $50. I don't have a problem making a profit. I'm a capitalist. I believe in the profit mode. Fine, $50. Don't put it at $100. That's just gouging. They become dust collectors. Silly, silly, silly. In any event, back on this guy. This is the C921, so it's not the most recent release. The from this year, the A22. The one we bought is also the C921, 120.2 proof. So we got another one of those. So happy to paid $70. That's retail. And it's really, really good. We had some friends here a couple weeks ago, and it was one of our. We tasted many of the ones you see back here, and it was one of our favorites for both of us. So really, really happy to get another bottle. In fact, this bottle down here is where I got the original one from for $70. It was like 71, I think. So happy to pay retail for it. It's great. If you see it, the C921 is going to be a lot tougher to find now because it's last year's. You're probably going to come across the A22. The 921 is considered to be one of the better ones from last year. I think most people think it's the best one. So if you still see it and you get it for $70, get it. The other one is that we got, and people have been raving about this, is this guy. This is Larceny, and this is their barrel proof. So this is the wheated bourbon that you'll see the small batch out there for $30. In fact, Mrs. Bourbon had it in a flight. I think she posted on Instagram a week or so ago, and really liked just the standard, the small batch. But this is the barrel proof. Go out and on the secondaries, this is going for $100, $150. Stupid prices. We paid $52, which is MSRP. I think is right at 50 or 51, something like that. So super happy to get this bottle of Larceny, the barrel proof. And it comes in at 122.6. This is also the C921. So Heaven Hill, does the Elijah Craig. They do the Larceny. That's kind of how they're coding their limited release by the A, B, or C, kind of 3 times a year. And then the 21 denotes the year. So this is last year. I don't know that this year's has come out yet. So really happy to get this. Again, patient, have wanted to get it. We've missed it a few times, but happy to get it. So just goes to show you that if you have a little patience, if you do a little hunting, if you have time, do it. Don't overpay for stuff. And that's it. That's really it. So wanted to bring you this. This is, this is a little bit longer format. We promised you that when we introduced the channel. Hope you like the extemporaneous nature, the low-tech nature of this. Look for more of these that will kind of pop in and out every once in a while when we have a topic that we feel passionately about. And, thank you. Please subscribe. Please like. That goes a long way to helping us build the channel. Make comments. Have you had any of these? I'm really interested to hear from you if you've had any of these ones that I got on clearance. Not the old Forester 100 per se, but some of the other ones that are maybe a little more difficult to find. Would love to know. Leave us a comment, and as always, please drink responsibly. Thank you, and we will see you next time on The Down Low.